My name is Emma Fleming. I'm from Glidden, Iowa, and I'm 21, studying at Iowa State University. I worked at the International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center outside Mexico City in Mexico in the summer of 2005. My project was working with genetically modified wheat, and the wheat was modified for disease resistance, and I was evaluating if the gene was effective. I had research experience working with plants and disease resistance, but I'd never worked on anything on a molecular level, and so it was the first time that I actually worked in a lab rather than in the field. Towards the end of my 2 months, the last couple of weeks, Dr. Borlaug was at CIMMYT, and so probably 5 times or so I got to eat dinner with him and talk to him about different things, and it was really a pretty amazing experience. And it was really interesting for me to experience Latin American culture, but just to experience what it's like to live such a high population density and just in a completely different sort of economic situation too. One of my favorite experiences was that I worked with a Mexican grad student most of the time, and when I first got there, his English wasn't the best, but it was significantly better than my Spanish, and so what we did, once we got to know each other better, we would do these little lessons in English and Spanish, and it turned into, usually I would teach him a lot of strange words in English, and we started making like signs and things, and so by the time I left, his English was much, much better, and his workspace was filled with all these little papers that were examples of how to say new things in English, and that was a lot of fun for me to do. My Spanish improved, but unfortunately I seem to have forgotten a lot of it since I've come back. There are good things about every part of the world, and that if I ever do any development work, I want to make sure that I'm really considerate of what's going on in their lives and like what good they have and what is right about their thoughts and their culture, and be really sensitive if I'm ever, introducing some sort of technology or just working there in general. Before I went to CIMMYT, I had planned on becoming, a molecular plant scientist and working on crop enhancement for the developing world. And what I learned even from talking to people at CIMMYT, what we need in development is we need a lot more than just plant scientists, and a lot of the solutions we need, to achieve like truly sustainable development are all kinds of considerations. And I've grown more in college, and that was kind of like the kickoff to an enhanced worldview. This program is really amazing because it's for such young students, and it engages them at a really early age. And the best part about it is that you're sent off as an individual. You embark on this research project for 2 months, someplace that most of us have never been, and it's what I feel it's a very important age and time to get students involved in this early on in their post-secondary education. So you can change a lot easier or see what needs to be done, and if you want to go into agriculture when you're 18 rather than when you're finished with your college experience, which is when a lot of them are aimed towards. I was very involved when I was in high school, and I hear a lot of students say, well, I don't want to apply for an internship because I have all of these other activities, but this internship is incredible. It's completely different than any program that you find, and it'll be something that you'll remember more than anything else that you do in high school, and that it's something you really should shoot for because it's something that you can do now, but you can't turn back and work in a developing country at 18 ever again, and it will jumpstart so many other opportunities for you. And regardless of being selected for an internship, you will meet amazing people even at the Institute in Des Moines.